Hey guys, it's Hudson from Zill and Pristine. Today with me I have Nadir Jackson. How you doing today?
What's good? What's good? How's everybody doing?
All right, so let's just jump right into it. You do a lot of things. You're a model, you're an artist, music producer, a software developer. You clearly
Yeah.
have a full plate. How do you balance everything?
I don't. Nah. The way I balance stuff is, I know like there's like this famous quote from like Pat Riley, like what he told LeBron. He was like, "Yo, keep the main thing the main thing, and kind of have everything else around it." So I would say I kind of keep the main thing the main thing, but it's like maybe multifaceted, right? So I just make sure I streamline all the music and all the producing and all the software development and entertainment. It's all kind of it's one thing, right? It's not like this separate body of work. It's all part of one thing, like this one goal, and it all has to do with like the human experience, right? Either if that's like sonics, the way people experience music, right? The way people experience through like tech and everything like that. Like it's kind of one thing. So I just make sure like nonstop. Obviously, I have like a schedule, like nonstop, like post-its and stuff like on my desk, like do this time, do this time, and just really try to um like it's a paradox, but it's like I try to focus on one thing at a time and knock it out and then move to the next thing. And that's how I get multiple things done kind of very, very rapidly.
Okay. And
And
besides,
schedule, I have like a vigorous schedule too.
okay, okay, definitely
Yeah.
got to keep everything in order with the schedule. I got one too.
Yeah.
Besides finding the right balance, how important is it to make sure that you like are mentally okay?
Well, it's like it's I'm gonna say it's numero uno, right? Like super, super important, even though probably six times out of 10, I don't maneuver that way, right? Like sometimes if I'm not feeling mentally well, or if I'm not, tip top, I'd rather just push through and get the job done rather than like take time for myself to try to like realign, recalibrate, recenter, where I know that's what I should be doing. I'm like just addicted to like just getting stuff done and like being productive. But I know that sometimes based on like kind of where I'm standing, like mentally, it'll be more efficient or beneficial if I say like, hey, like if I just took 30 minutes or even an hour to kind of just like recenter, realign, and then I could give like 10 out of 10 effort on the work rather than just pushing through and probably operating at like an 8 out of 10.
Would you say you're a perfectionist?
No, 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 no. I say I was. I like good. I like high quality shit. Rather, I like things really done really really well. Pay attention to detail, all that type of stuff. But I feel like maybe earlier on, I was a quote unquote perfectionist or whatever. Until like I realized like that was like really really like stupid. Meaning like there's no such thing as like perfection, right? So like if it's music or like producing or modeling or a magazine or software development or like anything like that, if you wait until you think something is perfect, then like the moment has already passed you. You know what I mean? So nah, definitely I would not say I'm a perfectionist. I say I used to. And like I wasn't putting out as much stuff as I am now because everything had to be the volume had to be at this length, the beats had to be here, the videos had to look like that. And what I realized is like in that same time frame of like me trying to perfect, you know, six things at once, like there's like another timeline, like an alternate universe where I'm already like on thing number 35 or 40. And you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not looking for perfection. And I would never like sacrifice quality, you know what I mean? But sometimes I think people can sit with things way, way too long. Like, yo, just put it out. Like whatever it is, just release it. Just because like I call like social media in the world like it's like the Matrix. It's always like the Matrix. And like you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like if you throw something into the Matrix, you have no idea how people are gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? So you think that you think you have an idea, but it so just put as much stuff out there as you can. So no no perfectionist on this side. No perfectionist on this side.
Okay. And speaking of social media, I follow you on Instagram. I see you talk a lot about suicide prevention and depression. Why do you think it's so important that we have like these open conversations about that?
Um, I would just say it's a like when I first started that, like I didn't even think it was gonna grow into whatever it's grown into, right? Like I just started because I was like, I know me and like a couple of the homies, You know what I'm saying? This is something for us. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we deal with, type of deal. So it was like, yeah, like this could give like insight to maybe how these four or these three, gentlemen deal with it, how they struggle with it, how they react, or how they try to get over it. And like everyone's kind of in a different field, or everyone's, kind of come from a different walks of life. But it kind of just showed that it hits everybody, but it hits everybody in a different way, right? So there is no like one stop shop to fixing it, right? Because each person's relationship with it is different. You know what I mean? And I think it was just really cool. Like I didn't realize like how many people was gonna affect, or like, so many people were like, yo, like who I didn't even know like even had me on Instagram, or didn't even know that like still like followed me or nothing like that.
Really?
They were like, yeah, they were like, yo, thank you for doing this project, or like this project like really, really helped me do XYZ, or like, and they would like share their stories with me that I wouldn't even know that existed. You know what I'm saying? So it just showed like you can know people and be friends with people and be around people, but like, everyone's kind of carrying something, you know what I'm saying? So I hope it just gave everyone like maybe the courage or the freedom to be like, yo, let me kind of unpack what I'm dealing with, so then I could get better and, keep it moving.
Yeah, that's why it's really important to cherish certain moments with people because you never know what they're going through.
That is a fact. And that's why it's important, man. Just be kind to people, bro. Like it takes not it literally, it literally takes nothing to just be kind, right? Like it takes nothing, like absolutely nothing. So someone just try to be kind, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know people's story.
Exactly. Besides your other endeavors, you're also into cryptocurrency and NFT.
Heavy,
What made
yeah.
you tap? Yeah, you were heavy in it. What made you tap into that field?
Um, I always love innovate. I'm a big fan of innovation, right? Like I feel like through the years, yeah, I'm either like the first or the second to either like get on something or try to iterate and build something using a certain platform, whether that's through fashion, that's through tech, whatever it is. So the idea of like crypto, I had like heard about it, but I never really dived into. I heard about it back in like maybe 2017. It's like when I had heard about it, right? So still not 2010 early, but like 2017. And I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And I just, where I was at in that point in my life, I was in no position to like be focusing on that. Like I was all over the place, like just doing a whole bunch of nonsense BS, literally a whole bunch of nonsense BS. Like, so I wasn't really in no place to like, take the time and like kind of peel the hood back. But then I would say during the pandemic, um, one of my friends was actually like mining Ethereum. And I was building myself a computer to do like editing and to do some software development, like AI stuff. And like the same kind of PC build that you would need to do like, software development, or specifically like gaming and like AI stuff, is the same type of build of a computer you need to like, mine Ethereum. So I was just like, yo, I might as well just start mining this thing. Let's see what it is. And then I really started to like pull the hood back and like break down, like find out like, yo, like what actually the blockchain is, how Bitcoin works, how Bitcoin came to be, smart contracts, Ethereum, the different networks, the different coins, the different platforms. Like, is this really decentralization, or is it's a cap? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh no, this is fire. I was like, hold on. I was like,
I gotta
whoa.
hop on this.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, nah, I couldn't believe how like many people, I guess, were not talking about it, or weren't hip to it or whatever. Because I was like, yo, I was just the thing that really drew me to it, and what excites me about it every time I talk about it or I'm building on it, is just the potential is unlimited. Like, and that's not like hyperbole. Like, I want everybody to understand, like, the potential on the blockchain and the crypto NFT space, and like even the metaverse, like the potential is literally unlimited. Like anything the human brain is capable of thinking of, anything you are capable of thinking of, it literally can be done on the blockchain, in the crypto and the NFT space. Like the potential is the thing that really excites me. So it's going to be, the people who are willing to try stuff and take risk on it, just kind of, be the bridge to the future of human experience.
You mentioned taking risk. I know, NFT and metaverse are still new, and you seem like you take a lot of risk. Why is that so important, to jump into things like that?
Oh, you gotta take risks. I have this thing where like I have to take like 3 risks a year. Like I have to. Like I have to
What?
I have to take 3 risks a year, like no matter what it is, like it can be as big as you want or as little as you want, right? That's all perspective. But like I have to take like 3 risks a year. And like being honest, it ends up being like way more than that, right? But I just and even like if I'm kind of, if I haven't taken a risk in a certain amount of time, then that's how I know like, all right, something's off. Like I made another line, I'm not centered, I'm not focused, I'm not out there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, three risks a year, God, the minimum. I don't know. I just feel like the way I see it is like taking risk and like innovation, like even for society, right? Like if you think of yourself as a startup or you think of yourself as a society, right? The only thing that brings a society from point A to point B in the future is risk taking, right? Like trying new things, risk taking.
Fair.
That's right. That's the only bridge to the future is taking risk. That's it. You know what I mean? No matter if it's, you know, building yourself, right? If it's building a startup, if it's building human experience, you're only going to get the newer version of yourself or the better version of yourself or the more improved version of yourself if you take risks. So I feel like taking risk is like the thing that just like so it's just exciting. And obviously with risk, there's the ups, there's the downs, but I don't know that feeling of like, like building the plane kind of like as you're skydiving out the sky is kind of like really, really exciting. Like, am I gonna make it? And I know I'm gonna make it. Yeah, I'm never really worried. But when you're in it, you're like, yo, this is crazy.
Gonna
But
make it.
yeah, like but like it's just so fire. Like you got to take risks because like if you don't take risks, you get complacent, right? And if you get complacent, then you stop growing. You know what I'm saying? And then that's just terrible, right? Because I feel like the whole point of
Stagnant.
this, yeah, you don't want to get. It's like the worst thing to be is like stagnant. You know what I mean? Like I hate things that are stagnant. Like just I can't even be around them. You know what I'm saying? The people, the way people think, to anything, music, fashion, tech. If it's old, if it's stagnant, I can't. It doesn't really vibe with me. You know what I mean? So I think just new iterations and risk taking is something that really, really excites me. And I've been attracting a lot of people who are kind of on that same wavelength, and I'm really super, super grateful for that.
So for those that do want to take a risk and tap into NFT, I know that is still fairly new. Do you mind explaining what NFT is?
All right, so I can break down the blockchain, I can break down NFTs. Like, how do you want me to do this? How do you want me to do this?
It's your world. It's your world.
Okay, all right. So like super, super short, super, super simple. Blockchain is just an immutable digital ledger. That's all it is. 3 words to remember: immutable digital ledger, right? Immutable, you can't go back and change any of the transactions on it. It's digital. Obviously, it's digital. There's no paper trail. There's no physical paper version of it, and it's a ledger. I mean, it's literally just a record. Think about it as a record book, right? Like a digital record book that you can't go back and change. And I kind of say to bridge that into NFTs is like NFTs take that concept, right? It stands for non-fungible token, right? So you can always prove who owns what at any given time. But the cool part about like NFTs, and I think what we're unlocking kind of in 2021 and what you saw is that like they're being used as like exclusive access or having like this crazy utility or almost like this skeleton key of like to experiences, which is really, really, really fire and really, really crazy. You know what I mean? And then like kind of what's taking them a step further are these things called DAOs, which the shortest way I would explain DAOs is like just think of like crowdfunding on steroids, or think about like your internet friends being like a venture capital firm, but like it's 100% trusted, 100% trustless because you don't have to worry about anything because like the smart contracts and everything like that. But like, just dive in, like literally just dive in. Like I saw a tweet the other day and it was like, yo, you're not gonna, you could kind of do all the research and all the, the trying to have the perfect first NFT pick and the perfect first, metaverse play and everything like that. But like, you're not gonna really like understand the space until you have to just dive into it and kind of see like what's going on. And like the thing I like about the space, I would say like from music to fashion to other tech spaces, I would say hands down, like no question, it's the fastest moving space I've ever seen, I've ever witnessed, I've ever been a part of. It is the fastest moving space, and I love it. It's crazy. Like it like I'm excited right now just talking about it. Right, like
See,
I was, yeah, nah, like I would say like 3 days in the NFT space. Like say I'm out here and I say I lock in on music or something like that for like 3 days or something like that. Like that's what happened last week. And say like I'm not really too engaged or have my ear to the ground so much in like the NFT space for like 3 days. I kid you not, 3 days in the NFT space is like 2.5 weeks in like the normal in like a normal market. When I say like everything will be different, like it's literally crazy. So like it's really this nonstop thing of everyone's just building. And of course you have like your copycat projects, right? Like if somebody kind of iterates and does something new with NFTs to say if like, NFT like gaming or play to earn gaming, something like called like the Wolf game, which if you guys like look it up, you'll probably see it. Literally, like I remember like the Wolf game came out like early in November, and literally like I want to say over the next like 2 weeks, there were like 20 other play to earn NFT games with staking and tokens that literally were just Wolf game copies, like literally like just copies. You know what I'm saying? But the space is like I don't know, like the space is just so fire. It is insane, and like we're still at the early beginnings of it. You know what I mean? So there's the potential is still like it's untapped. You know what I mean? So like, don't look at this space as like, oh, I'm late. You know what I mean? Or like things are already happening, so I'm behind the ball, so I can't really tap in. It's like, nah, like I saw a tweet the other day, and like it described it perfectly. It's like when it comes to like NFTs and like Web3 and like the metaverse, like we're we're at the MySpace stage. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
not even, you know what I mean? Like we're still at like the MySpace stage. Like there's no like we're not even at the Facebook, you know what I mean? Like we're not even at the definitely not Instagram, definitely not Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like we're pretty much still like yellow taxi cabs like of this NFT space, right? Like there's no Uber yet, there's no Lyft yet. Like so it's still so early, like super early. So definitely dive in, definitely tap in. And even like I hold like office hours for people to like tap in, like one-on-ones office hours to like really break down like everything from like the beginning of like the blockchain, like with Satoshi Nakamoto to like kind of where we are now. It's like NFTs, metaverse, DAOs, play to earn, like all that type of stuff. Yeah, so I don't know, like I generally enjoy building in the space. I generally enjoy teaching other people about the space. And it's crazy because if you're an artist of any medium, you know what I'm saying? If you're creative of any medium, NFTs really unlock a different type of power and a different type of access for you to really like cultivate your community and give people who support you, especially from the beginning, almost like a tangible asset of like, yo, I believe in you from the beginning, or like a way to support creators that like YouTube streams and getting 10 cents for every million streams on these streaming platforms they can't even compare. You know what I mean? So I think as more people dive into it, they'll really see like the power of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like the space is so crazy. Like it is so crazy. But like it's not separate from music, right? Like it's not separate from fashion, right? Like it's not separate from any industry. Like it'll be like the basis of all those industries, right? So like obviously the earlier you get in, you'll have the first mover advantage and stuff like that. But this is still early. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's still early. So
Wait, we need to hop on.
any creative of any space, like that's why I keep trying to say, like you can build in the Web3 space any way your brain can think of. If you can think it, it can be done in the NFT space. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's amazing because at this time there's no red tape. You know what I mean? There's no people saying, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's not allowed, right? Because it's completely decentralized, or like no one person owns it. So there's no like rules and like regulations of like, hey, we don't want you profiting like that, so we're gonna limit how much. Like that doesn't exist yet. It will come because you know what I'm saying. I don't that is on the way. You know what I'm saying? Because I obviously like in any country, especially like United States, like if they see people making money, like they're gonna want some.
They gonna hop on that, definitely.
Yeah,
They did it
so I
with
think
Cash App.
right. So it's just an amazing space. Like it's just purely an amazing space. So if you're a creative, if you're a startup founder, if you're anything, like definitely use the space to your advantage, especially at this early stage.
And if any beginners want to tap into that, can they reach out to you for certain advice or?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't give financial advice. I just break down like the blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain, Ethereum, the different networks, kind of what NFTs are, how you can use them, the metaverse and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of give you like the basis or like the some almost like infrastructure of knowledge that you can then go look and build and you know, oh, like your curiosity will take you to this route in the NFT space. Then you won't kind of go on with a blind eye trying to figure out like what all this stuff means. Then you can kind of like, you know, forge your own path in the space. But definitely open. I have office hours. Like I have office hours like every day.
Got
For people
office
trying to learn to figure it
hours.
out.
Professor over here.
Yeah, so it'll literally be like wake up, work out, do like, you know, anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours of like crypto research, NFT research, see what's going on. Did some software development stuff, then office hours, then studio every day, rinse, repeat, like every day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely got, and I see why you have your schedule.
Oh, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is why I have the, you know, so it kind of keeps me, it knows like I know like when I'm off track, when I'm on track, like how much time I have left. So like what I really want to dive into, if it's like music or if it's like crypto and NFTs and stuff like that.
Okay. And speaking of studio, you do make music. I see that you were over.
I'm a musician. I'm an artist. It's so sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
excuse me. I see
Nah,
you
nah.
are an artist.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
there's a difference. There's a difference. So I want to get it right. You are an artist, musician.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know you were overseas in Paris for a little bit. What made you venture over there?
So it's crazy. Like I was like locked in doing music 2018, like early in the year. Like I really started getting the music thing kind of going. I was producing. I was not really writing so much, maybe just kind of like my own stuff and not really recording it, but I was producing. And I had produced a track for an artist named Noah and did a video called 1800 for it. And like in the video, it's so crazy how this happened. Like one of my other friends has sent me like a denim jacket just to like do some like custom art on or whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And like I had put the jacket in the video, and like a mutual friend of one of the homies who was out in Paris or whatever, he was like, yo, like you should come out to Paris. You should come out to Paris and do a show for Paris Fashion Week. And me being me, I was like, all right, yeah. Let's, I was like, yeah, all
Got to
right,
take that
cool.
risk.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. It was like, all right, yeah, cool. All right, let's figure out how we get this done. Um, but like so I was like producing. I was trying to like producing like every day, and also like stitching jackets, like hand, like everything was cut and sew, hand stitching, hand drawing, hand painting on all these jackets, and it was so crazy because this was Virgil's first show as the creative director at Louis Vuitton in 2018. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, everybody was gonna be there. Like everybody who thought they were somebody or who is somebody, well, everybody's somebody. Well, just everybody was gonna be out there. So my mind was like, all right, I'm gonna make all these beats nonstop up until I have to get on this flight to Paris, throw them on my hard drive, and just hopefully just run into somebody when I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Like hopefully, you know what I'm saying? While putting on my own show type of deal, right? Model, my own shoots, my own models, and everything like that. But I obviously didn't end up running into anybody. But the show was fire. The show was fantastic. So I didn't really plan to like keep doing that. Like I was just trying to get back into music. Music was just calling me from day one. You know what I'm saying? And when I came back home, like things happened, and then it just like the fashion shit just started growing. Right, I started getting like press, started getting like sales and everything like that. So like that took off, and it was just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go with this. You know what I mean? So I went with it, but like like every day, like every second, I would be doing something for fashion. I'm not like I was dreading it, but like my heart was somewhere else. I was like, yo, I'm trying to be making music. You know what I'm saying? Like fashion is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Extra fly, all that type of stuff. But like, I'm trying to make music. Like, I need to share the sound that I have like with the world. So it's not even like I didn't like fashion. It was just like the whole time, like I was just my mind,
Kind
my
of
heart, my
torn.
everything. I was just completely somewhere else, like at every second. You know what I'm saying? So like then like everything for fashion became like a means to an end. We're like, all right, now I got to do this just so I can finish it. So just okay, when I finish that, I'll have 30 minutes in between the next time I gotta do something. So maybe let me try to get this beat off or get these sounds off. And like you can't really build something that you're passionate about if you're trying to fit it inside slots of something else that's taking up, your time. You know what I'm saying? That's you putting thousands of dollars into it, get thousands of dollars back, but it wasn't about the money. Like I was just like, bro, like I'm just here to make music. Obviously, do a whole bunch of other stuff, but like it was it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was Paris, and then like Paris show was crazy. Then follow that up with like a New York Fashion Week show, which was like also crazy. Like Victor Cruz came through, like so many people were sliding. It was fire. Like that's the strangest part. Like from the outside looking in, like everyone was like, "Yo, that's crazy," and I'm like, "Yeah, but do you hear these beats? Like, did you hear this rap? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where my mind was the whole time. So like I wasn't even able to enjoy anything about the process. You know what I'm saying? Um, Crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
So
is crazy. Yeah.
yeah, so like picture like being in Paris, a whole bunch of models, blah blah blah, shows, designing, and literally you're just like,
Just
bruh.
thinking about music, just trying to get back.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like this picture, there's like this, I think it's like a meme or famous picture of like Kid Cudi and like he's on the couch and there's like all these models around him, but he's just so sad and like that's literally how I was. Like that's literally how I was. Like it looks so crazy, but I'm just sitting there like, bro, like I have these songs I'm trying to get done. Like I don't care about this. Like I really don't care about this. Like, yeah. So
That's crazy. Let's go back to this artist thing. So what's it? So you don't want to be labeled an artist, you rather be labeled a musician?
nah, I was just messing with you. Like artist, musician, like I just make good songs. Like I just make frequencies you could feel. Like that's my thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like artist, musician. I'm not I would say I'm not like musically trained. Like I can't read like Beethoven's, I can't read that type of deal. But when I'm making beats, a lot of it has to do with like me playing the keys and I just kind of like play it by ear. Like obviously, you know what I mean? You ever see Drumline? Like one of those movies like Drumline? Like,
Yeah, with
yeah,
Nick
like
Cannon.
yeah, like how he knows how to play the drum, how he knows how to play the drums. Like he couldn't read music, but he was the best at it. And I feel like that's how I am like with the keys. Like I can't read sheet music, but I could play the hell out of some keys. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Speaking of playing instruments, your latest song, Supernova, did you
Yeah.
happen to produce that? Because I mean,
No, nah. So everybody asks like, "Yo, does it sound like something you produce?" And I'm like, I didn't produce that, but like that's why I was drawn to the beat because it sounded like some I would make. But nah, like that beat was crazy, and like when I first heard it, I was like, yeah. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh no. I was like, yeah, this is going. I'm like, this is going. Like this is going like right now. So I actually recorded it like back in New York. Um, but like as soon as I recorded it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, hey, yo, this is you rocking with it? You rocking with
I
it?
mean, it sounds like something that Jesus will play on him at the gates. I mean, and then you
Hey,
come in on the track, and I'm like, oh my God, that's
hey, thank
crazy.
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that means a lot, honestly. But like, yeah, like I don't know, like I just try to even a lot of the beats and stuff I produce, like it's really like scenic, if that makes sense. Like it's a lot of stuff that's like layered and like thick and like big instruments or whatever. Because I feel like I just it's almost like I've been trying to like score the metaverse for my sound for like a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's like almost perfectly linked up at that time. If I could describe my sound, it's like I would say I would just like I think sonics are just huge, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've been blessed with the sonics, so I just try to explore that as much as possible and like what that means and like how do I sound like this and like maybe if I make my voice do this, like how does that like vibrate on top of the beat, if that makes like any sense. Um,
What made you start like getting behind the mic? Because I mean, it sounds like you're big on music production. So what made you, be like, hey, maybe I should start rapping?
I would say I always wanted to get behind the mic. Like getting behind the mic was always the thing I knew from like I could go back to when I was like 12 and like find like black and white composition notebooks with like full verses, legit full verses and like composition notebooks with like bad scribble handwriting. You know what I mean? I always Yeah, nah, trash handwriting. It's way better now though. Way better now. Like, but like always, like it wasn't like something happened and I was like, oh, I think I wanna rap. I think I wanna make music. Like there was never a time that I can remember where I wasn't like, yo, I'm getting behind the mic or like, yo, I have this get these verses or get these songs or get these melodies. Like there was never a time that that wasn't the case for me. You know what I'm saying? It was just there was so much other stuff that I would let be put in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Right. So like it's that like the same thing of like I'm in the throes of music, you know what I'm saying? And then like past pops up type of deal. Like I'm doing this and then this pops up. But I was like, yo, this is stupid. I was like, yo, this is like everything was just like really stupid. I was like, yo, if I want to make music, I just have to make music. Like it's as simple as that sounds. Like, yo, bro, just make music. Like it's not that serious. Like just
Yeah.
bro, just make music. And I'm good. So this shit is lit.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So your music career kind of came to a halt twice due to your other endeavors. Do you think third time is the charm?
For a fact. Guaranteed. Stamp it. Book it right now. What's the time? 107 on what is this? The 16th. Book it. Lock it in. Guaranteed. You
Okay.
got it. Book it.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
there's really no question. Like there's zero doubt. There's zero question. Like I have zero doubt, zero apprehension. Like yes, like for a fact. Like and it's crazy because I would say like those earlier times, if I had started making music, not just producing, but really started like obviously get behind the mic, rap, singing, stuff like that, like I don't think I was in a place mentally
Mm.
with myself where I would even be able to like explore my vocal range and sonics the way that I am now, type of deal. So it's almost like a good thing and a bad thing type of deal. You know what I mean? Because like I don't think I would have like carried the ends of the raps or the lyrics or like had them do all out the track and stuff like that at an earlier point type of deal. Because maybe I wasn't like 100% comfortable in myself or like 100% courageous enough to be like, no, like this is how I sound. Like I'm gonna go explore like how I sound and like not be afraid of like what comes out throughout the exploration phase. You know what I mean? Because that's where all you find the hot shit anyway, right? So, but this time, yeah, it's lit. It's just it's up. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
for a fact.
you speak a lot about Sonics. What's up with
Yeah.
that? Why is that so like
I don't
important to you?
because it's like it's Sonics is everything. Like I can't explain it. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I was blessed with the Sonics. Like the way I sound, like it's gonna go up. Like it's gonna go crazy. Like I don't know. Like I feel like the way, and it's like almost, it's like not almost a frequency thing, but not a frequency thing. It's like I don't know. I think Sonics plays like for me even like I'm big on like Sonics and like the way things sounds and like how they sound and like because how things sound is really like how we like respond and like vibration to like how
Hmm.
it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they sound and like how it feels. Cause how something sounds is like how it feels. You understand? So if something like feels a certain way, then like people will be like kind of attached to it or drawn to it or develop like an emotional connection to it. And I think that's the fire part about music. You know what I mean? Like depending on what sonic pocket, and obviously it's just one pocket, and people carve out their different spaces. Like that's the connection you get to like an artist. You know what I mean? The way they feel, because like um, it's crazy. Like I think the number one instrument to me is vocals. Like that's the instrument. Like that's the instrument. Like yeah, the synths could be crazy. Like yeah, the 808s could be crazy. Okay, clap, clap, clap. All right, congratulations, bro. Like you just made it be like everybody else. Like the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing that sets every track apart is like the sonics. Like how does you know what I mean? And like my voice on this track will sound different than somebody else's voice on this track. It's like it's almost like if like the producer of the track is almost like the director of a film, right? Um, because I see it, every song is a scene. Like that's how I see every track is a scene. It could be a 30-second scene, it could be an hour scene, it could be whatever. Every beat, every part in a track, it's a scene. So it's all a scene. So I look at it as like the director is the producer, right? The director is the producer of a track, and the artist is the actor in the film, right? So say you have a movie like Inception, right?
Hmm.
Um, So I forgot who's the director. It's not James Cameron. It's not James Cameron. It's somebody fired though. Damn, I'm butchering this. But say the director is whoever. It's like Metro Boomin being a producer for some track, right? And it could be the same script, the same other actors, the same locations, the same wardrobe, the same everything could be the same, right? And he plugged in Leonardo DiCaprio to give the performance, right? In that same scene, if you plugged in, I don't know, Brad Pitt or George Clooney, it would be a completely different feel, right? It would everything about it would feel completely different, right? And I feel like that's how it is when artists hop on tracks, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you look at like two artists hopping on the same track, like they give you a different sonics in the track, and their sonics together is what makes it really go crazy. Like, yo, it's collect, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think sonics is just important. Like, I can't
When
explain it.
you
Like,
break it down, it definitely is
that
important.
makes yeah, like that's how I feel. Like, I think sonics is everything. Like, the way it sounds is how it feels, and like, yeah, like it's so fire. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are in the last month. It is almost the new year. What can people expect from you?
In 2022 or in these next like 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
2022, or if you're working
20.
on something now.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So for a fact, I say in 2022, I would say be on the lookout for some fire software that has to deal with sports and entertainment. On top of that, I'd say definitely a couple NFT projects. And for music specifically, I'd say I would be on the lookout for two projects in the first half of the year, which are going to be so, so these projects are
Okay.
so fire. Yeah, these projects are so fire. And
Can
obviously
we
within that, sprinkle in some fire photo shoots and some stuff like that. But definitely turning it up on the music and the tech for sure.
can we expect a beat tape from you in the near future?
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I feel like I could drop a beat tape like right now. Like I have a like that many beats. Like I could drop a beat tape right now. Like I just don't know what I would do with it. Like would I drop it on Spotify? Would I drop it on SoundCloud? Like if I dropped the beat tape, like I would want like artists to make songs on it or rap on it or whatever. So that could be the case. I just want like I just get excited like if I make a beat and like an artist goes crazy on it, like that's such a crazy feeling. Like, you know what I mean? If it's if I make a track and my vocals are on it and people are vibing with it, that's a crazy feeling. And if I make a beat and an artist they feel something inside sonically, like that's also a crazy feeling. So I would say why not?
Okay. Well, that's all I have for you. Where can the people find you at social media?
Yeah, yeah. So my Instagram is at Nay, and that's N_A_Y, three underscores. My Avi on Instagram is a white crying baby. If you see that, then you know that's me. On Twitter, my handle is Jackson Nadir. It's literally just my name backwards. And on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, everything like that, just search Nadir Jackson. That's my name. I'm on all those platforms. Music is going crazy. Sidebar, if you're trying to get into NFTs or anything like that, you have to have a Twitter. Everything happens on Twitter first, and then it trickles over to Instagram and all these blogs and stuff like 4 days later. And as I said, 3 days in the NFT space is literally like 2 weeks. But definitely come check out the music. The music is fire. You will not be disappointed. You will
No,
fall
you
in
won't
love
be
with
equal.
you will fall in love with the Sonics. I'm telling you. And definitely anybody who's wants to support and go on